Imagine this. You get hired to do the impossible. You work 60-hour weeks, pour your heart into the job, and even sacrifice your own equipment just to keep things afloat. Then one day, your boss drags you into the director's office and smiles as you're told you're being fired. But what if I told you that, instead of walking away broken, you found a way to take a full year's salary and watch that same boss lose her job in spectacular fashion? Yeah, this is one of those stories where karma doesn't just knock, it kicks the door down. If you've ever dreamed of seeing poetic justice unfold right in front of your eyes, smash that like button right now. And don't forget to subscribe for more of the juiciest revenge and payback stories every week. Now buckle in, because this is the tale of how I turned being unfairly fired into the sweetest payback of my life. It was the early 2010s, back when YouTube was still this strange, new frontier. Not every university or company had figured out how powerful it could be, and there weren't many content creators around. That's where I came in. I was hired by a university as their content creator. The pay wasn't great, about $2,200 a month, but I was excited. I thought I'd be building something fresh, maybe even setting the foundation for their future online presence. But then came day 2. That's when my manager handed me a KPI, not just a regular goal, a monster. She expected me to produce 85 polished YouTube videos in 1 year. Now keep in mind, this wasn't today with Canva templates, stock music, and plug-and-play software. This was back when you had to do everything the hard way. Script writing, producing, casting, shooting, lighting, sound, music composition, editing, all of it. And get this, the university's equipment was so outdated it couldn't even process a video at 720p without crashing. So, I had to use my own gear, my camera, my computer, my editing software. I politely told her this was an impossible workload for one person. She just gave me this encouraging smile and said, "Don't worry, it's quality I care about, not quantity. Just do your best." And at first, she seemed decent, supportive even. But then, I made a mistake. One afternoon, I casually mentioned that I was a smoker. Her face changed instantly. The warmth, gone. Turns out, she hated smokers. Not, "Oh, I don't like the smell." I'm talking full-blown vendetta. A colleague even warned me, saying she'd actively tried to get other smokers fired before. From that day on, she made my life miserable, complaining that I smelled like smoke after breaks, nagging when I came in 5 to 10 minutes late, ignoring the fact I was working 4+ hours overtime almost daily, criticizing me for being unreachable during lunch breaks. It was like she flipped a switch, turning every little thing into ammunition against me. But I kept grinding. 6 days a week. 60+ hours. My videos weren't just decent, they were pulling in more views than the university had ever seen on YouTube. And still it wasn't enough. 5 months in, I was summoned to the director's office. My stomach sank the moment I saw my manager sitting there with this fake, sad but smug look on her face. The director hit me with it straight. "You're falling behind. We're halfway through the year, and you've only completed 30 out of 85 videos." I explained again that I was working insane hours, doing the work of an entire production team solo, and that my manager herself had told me to prioritize quality. The director didn't care. She just repeated that the KPI was non-negotiable. And then came the final blow. "We're letting you go." I turned to my manager, looking for even a shred of humanity. She smirked and said, "Don't worry. We'll bring in a professional production house to finish the work." That one sentence lit a fire in me. Because here's the thing, one of my side responsibilities had been to maintain a database of local production houses. And I knew for a fact my manager had 0 contacts in the industry, which meant, when she went looking for help, she'd be relying on my list. And suddenly, I had an idea. Before I packed my things, I quietly went into that database. I changed all the phone numbers and emails, messing them up so they'd lead nowhere. Except for one. That one was a production house where a friend of mine worked as a junior director. I gave him a call and laid everything out. "They're about to fire me and hire a production house. I'm going to make sure you get the gig. You'll get months of work, fast-track your career, and all I want in return is a finder's fee, 15%. He didn't even hesitate. Done. His general manager was thrilled, too. This wasn't just a small job. It was 6 months of work, worth high 6 figures. I even coached my friend, step by step, on how to pitch, what to say, what kind of themes to emphasize. Basically, I handed him the perfect playbook. And just like I predicted, when they came in to pitch, the director and my former manager were blown away. "How do you already understand our content so well?" they asked. My friend smiled, knowing full well why. They signed him on the spot. Now, back then, using a professional production house wasn't cheap. Each video could cost 2 to 3 times my entire monthly salary. But they had teams, directors, producers, gaffers, editors, assistants. With that manpower, they cranked out 50 videos in just 4 months. The budget ballooned instantly. Meanwhile, my cut, that beautiful 15% finder's fee, ended up being worth 15 months of my old salary. That's right. They fired me, and I walked away with more than a year's pay in my pocket. Enough to fund an overseas film school education, plus a vacation in Bali. And the best part, I thought that was the end of the story. Oh no. One sunny day in Bali, drink in hand, I got a call from that same colleague who'd warned me about my boss hating smokers. "Guess what?" she said. "Your old manager just got fired." Apparently, the chancellor of the university had gone ballistic. The project had originally been given a budget equal to about 18 months of my salary. But thanks to my ex-manager's desperation to look good, they overspent that budget by over 10 times. She had approved massive invoices without even clearing them with the director. The university was bleeding money, and when the higher-ups saw the numbers, they didn't just blame her. They torched her career. And my friend, that job catapulted him into a full director role at his production house. Meanwhile, I was living my best life, debt-free, educated, and sipping cocktails on a beach. Think about that for a second. She wanted me gone because she didn't like smokers. She smiled as she watched me get fired, certain she'd replace me with someone better. And instead, I walked away with over a year's pay, a career upgrade, and the last laugh while she lost her job and her reputation. That is what I call poetic justice. Here's the lesson. When people underestimate you, when they treat you as disposable, they never think about the hidden value you bring. Sometimes revenge isn't about screaming or fighting. It's about being 3 steps ahead, quietly stacking the deck, and letting karma do the rest. So what do you think? Did this manager get what she deserved? And if you were in my shoes, would you have done the same, or gone even further? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the story, and subscribe for more epic tales of revenge served ice cold. Until next time, stay sharp and stay vindicated.